This is an example from the real life from our project Nyx. And here we have one track called the Splashy Overheads. Okay, a sidechain compressor where the kick triggers the threshold. And as you can see, nothing happens. Why? Because we didn't use the original kick. I think we used the sidechain trigger track. Yeah, okay. So, and now let's have a look on the levels. So that's basically almost yeah, the almost 0 dB. Okay, and now when we add the overheads without a compressor, get this little, yeah, too loud transient in here. And when we add the sidechain compressor, yeah, the transient is threatened by the kick, so we don't have the clipping. And what the sidechain does as well, yeah, it changes the groove of the overheads a little bit. So we have a slight fade in right after the kick, that the hi-hat comes up a little bit, and that gives the beat a certain sweet groove. So here we have just a small ratio. I think normally we use a higher one for this kind of samples. Yeah, but when it comes to mixing, you sometimes start changing things until they flow as you really want them. Yeah, so it's just a short release. I normally prefer a little bit longer one, around 90 milliseconds, but it turned out to work here quite good. Now we have a look on our track Sovereign Remix. Here we applied a sidechaining between two different bass groups. When it came to mastering, we had the problem that all these little steps were, let's say, too much in the background, or they had a problem to kick through. So we first thought, okay, the main bass has to make room for these little steps. So we added the sidechaining on this group here. So it has the double effect that first the steps can kick through a bit better, and on the other hand we added automatically a little bit more of a flow to this eighth notes of the bass. Yeah. Yeah, so the second step was to add the sidechaining on this ARP section here as well, because we have the same problem, all the eighth notes, and they hit exactly on the same spots as the step fills. So we added the sidechain compressor here as well. Okay. And so, yeah, just to make a little room for the steps, the compressor is not working too hard. So we have a ratio of 3:1, a short attack, but not too super short, short release, and the analysis on the peaks, so that we get exactly the transients of the fills on point, with and without. Yeah, you probably see that it's not so much about the transients in general, yeah, that they sum up too much. It's more about the flow, and you definitely hear the difference when you push the limiter to the maximum, because then the transients of all the eighth notes and the steps, they start to conflict and to clash into each other. And we wanted for the fills to stick out a little bit more than the rest of it.